Good morning, guys. Thank you for joining me. I'm glad you're all here. It's currently 10:15 a.m. on January 6, 2022, and they're watching Beehive. The area around Beehive, the ground has grown in temperature. Yeah, they've been watching this pretty good lately. It's really cold right now in Montana, Yellowstone. Probably about 40 degrees below zero with the wind chill. Yeah, the camera stopped working. Many of you noticed the activity that was going on at Yellowstone yesterday, and many of the sites that got shut down that are showing the activity. Here's the monitor, one of the thumbnails for Little West Thumb. Yeah, look how many hours it's been shut down. About 5 hours. Old Faithful is currently working, but it's been showing drum beats. As always, I'll give you links to these articles down below in the show more information box. Here's an explanation of what drum beats are. Highly periodic, repetitive, long period, which is LP earthquakes, known as drum beats, have been observed at a range of volcanoes, typically during the ascent, the rising up, degassing magma. Accelerating rates of drum beats have been reported before explosions and potentially offer forecasts for future activity. However, the broader phenomenology of drum beats is poorly understood, and it talks about a November 2015 volcano in Ecuador that they believed are associated with a failed explosion. So for some unknown reason, it did not erupt. Rates of long period drum beats accelerated for 10 hours. Consistent with an inverse Omari's law, before any explosion occurred, seismicity decreased following Omari's law over a further 6 days. Despite earthquake rates decelerating, amplitudes, spectral peaks, Q values, and periodicity remain consistent, suggesting there is little change in the source processes with time. We argue that the decelerating seismicity is a result of progressive reduction of gas flux, unable to provide sufficient overpressure for explosion. So they had drum beats that were showing, and for some reason it shut off. I've talked about how drum beats get so rapid and so loud that the equipment cannot pick it up. That may have been the case there in Ecuador. Here is another monitor that's been shut down, Flag Ranch, Wyoming. 12 to 13 hours it's been shut down. Here we have Hedgen Lake, and it is also showing drum beats. USGS, yeah, they don't want you to know the data. They have 13 earthquakes posted for the last 24 hours. We have one here, the largest it looks like, a magnitude 2.5. There in the Madison River area, I've talked about the increase in activity and the uplift that's been going on there in the Madison River area. And there was also a 0.1 supposedly. But remember, I believe it was, 2015? Hank Heasler, the in-house geologist there for Yellowstone, said when they started to have magnitude 2 earthquakes, they would be very concerned. We got 5 listed for the Little West Thumb area. The largest being yesterday, a magnitude 1.7. Moneta, Montana. I covered all the earthquakes that you guys are having there, but you can see here it's been shut down. Up above it is Little West Thumb. Let me pull this up, and I'll go back another 4 hours to show you when it finally started recording. And right now I'm talking about Moneta, concentrating on that. Yeah, and there's been lots of earthquakes, a lot of them. You can see them all posted there. And we'll go back another 4 hours. It's Still nothing being recorded. And we'll go back another 4 hours. Still nothing, but you can see the earthquakes on the other monitors. And then, sometime after midnight is when they shut it down. And I'll bring it down here so you can see these earthquakes. So this one here is the 2.5 that they are reporting. But USGS, I'm sorry, I keep saying that. USGS says it was a 2.5, but actually it was a magnitude, probably a 3.28. And let me bring this down and I'll show you. And we'll go to the spectrogram. Anyways, down there at the bottom, you can see 3.28. And I'll pull this back up and show you the spectrogram. We have another one marked in red, and I'm going to do that first, which they are not even reporting. 3:17 about universal time. These are what is called volcanic, and these are harmonic tremors. That one that they are not reporting comes in as a magnitude 2.42. Another earthquake that is larger than a magnitude 2. And there's several more marked in red. We got one right here at 1939. USGS says that is a magnitude 1.7. But they lied about that one too. Don't want you to worry. That comes in as a magnitude 2.25. Let me bring it down a little bit farther. 2.25. And we'll look at the spectrogram. These lighter colors are lines of melt, pockets of melt. Not all rock melts at the same temperature. Another earthquake marked in red at 1757. They are not reporting. Another one, it's probably two. 1754 and 50 seconds. Let's go to the signature. It's got a long P wave on it. And then we got another one at 1754 and 15 seconds. And that one I made bigger for you. You have volcanic and harmonic tremors. They have two listed for 1754. 1754 and 44 seconds. And 1754 and 7 seconds. A 0.5 and a 0.9. They broke it down into two earthquakes. Why, I don't know. It should have been classified as only one earthquake. That one too comes in as a magnitude 2.45. I wanted to take a look at this signature because it sure looks like drum beats in a sense. But it's volcanic tremors. And let's take a look at this over here. We'll just pull it over to see what was going on. And then we'll look at the spectrogram. Let's go to the spectrogram. Yeah, magma was on the move. Rising up. Gases rising up. We also got a signature over here. Let's see. Let's take a look at that. Yeah, volcanic tremors. So here we have Moneta. You can see we had a large earthquake coming in here when they shut it down and kept it shut down for a while. We got several marked in red up over here somewhere. Let's see if I can find it. I've talked about that fault zone that's been recently activated over there. The one that goes all the way up to British Columbia. The Trans-Challis fault system that's drawn out in green. And I want to go to the location of Moneta, Montana. Right there. That's the station that I'm using that they have shut down. Here it is when it was working yesterday. You can see that January 5th. We got earthquakes here. I want to go back another 4 hours and look at the data and go back another 4 hours. Yeah, they shut it down yesterday when all the activity started coming in. Yeah, look how thick that is at Mary Lake. Yeah, there was a lot of activity going on yesterday. Yeah, Mary Lake, they shut down too. That was on Tuesday. And I'll just keep going back another 4 hours. Yeah, look how thick that is. A lot of activity, and that was on Tuesday. See, drum beats. These are all drum beats right there for Little West Thumb. And I've talked about that crack that's at the bottom of Yellowstone Lake. Each line is an hour, and you can see it extended a little more than an hour. Let's see when it began. I'll go back another 4 hours. So we had 2 hours of drum beats there at Little West Thumb. They shut down Moneta. Yeah, look at the drum beats. And I'll pull this down. Look at this. This was on no, this is Monday. And we'll go back another 4 hours. Look at all that data. They just don't want you to know, don't want anyone to know what the heck is going on. Now, this is Montana's site. This here is the University of Utah. They're working hand in hand to not show you the increase in activity. They don't want people to be warned. They don't want people to be prepared. Look at that, still shut down. I'll go back another 4 hours. Look at that. Oh, and we got drum beats up here. Okay, again, for Little West Thumb. It's a Sunday. Yeah, that's a lot of data. They have no intention in giving anybody warning about any activity if they feel that Yellowstone's going to erupt. They have no intention at all. They know that they have to watch this thing 24/7. And how can you watch it when your data isn't working for days on end? Half the time the camera's not working. Well, yeah, it's working when there's nothing to see. But when there is something, when there is activity going on, yeah, how convenient that the camera don't work. Yeah, I do not believe there is a coincidence. So what are your thoughts? Please put those comments down below. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you very much for your support. Please stay safe, and you're safe by being prepared. And I'll talk to you later. God bless you. Bye.